Well, Alex, the day has been here. The fixtures are out. First thoughts?
They're a pleasing bunch of fixtures, aren't they, those first 5, Graham? We've got 2 local games within them away from home, and 3 out of the first 5 are at home as well, so it gives us a good opportunity to gain some momentum at Gresty Road and play in front of our supporters. Those fixtures around the Christmas and New Year period are quite appealing as well, aren't they? Tranmere and Stockport being local ones, and Carlisle at home. So we're hopeful that there's some well-supported games there. So the key ones that you do look for, we're pleased with. But being brutally honest, we'd be excited and looking forward to any run of fixtures at the start of the season, because we all just want to get going, don't we, supporters and players alike?
Yeah, the momentum started, hasn't it? Firstly, EFL fixtures are out, and then of course the clarification who you're going to play in the JPT, and then following up the Carabao Cup. So the fans are having sort of an interesting day, as well as your players.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not sure you could put me right on this. I'm not sure they always fall all on the same day, those draws and the fixtures being released. So it's quite unique in that sense. I certainly can't recall it. So you're getting everything all in one day, aren't you, rather than it being filtered sort of periodically across a number of weeks. So we now know where we're at in terms of the fixtures we've got in the league, what to look forward to once the day's out, with obviously the Football League trophy, and knowing who that first Carabao Cup game is going to be against. So yeah, it allows you to certainly plan what's to come, and obviously whets the appetite for everybody.
First day of training is done and dusted. How did it go, and what was your thoughts of how your players took it?
Went very well. They all were raring to go, and they had a spring in the step, as you'd expect. There's always that excitement and buzz coming into that first day of pre-season. We give them a light introduction. I wouldn't agree with that on day one, and it'll certainly from today onwards get much more difficult. They're going to be put under all sorts of stresses and strains, physically and mentally, because that's what a Football League season brings. So we may as well put them under duress very early on, so that they get used to what's to come. So yeah, pleased with the fact that they came back in good shape, but now the task is to make sure that in 6 weeks' time they're in optimum shape, ready for that first game.
Yeah, you mentioned 6 weeks away from that first game, you go to Rochdale. What do you want to gain out of this? Because it's pre-season training, there'll be all sorts of sessions set up for the players and all sorts of different type of games. So what are you and your management team looking for?
During the pre-season, we're looking for a bit of everything. Obviously, we've got to feed in the physical side initially, and then you gradually, from next week onwards, sort of feed in the structure and organisation that we expect from a tactical point of view from our team this season and how it'll look. So it's a case of feeding everything in at different points so that they don't get too much all at once, and it sort of leaves their system and they forget about it. So that's the art and the skill of ourselves as a management team, to ensure that that sort of work and information is gradually provided to them, so that it's all there and ready to go on July the 30th when that first game against Rochdale comes around.
Your recruitment has gone along nicely, of course, and you've brought your 4 players in. Where are you up to now with your next sort of players that you're looking to add to your squad? Yeah,
we're fully aware of where we need to strengthen and the areas we need to prioritise, because the season will soon be upon us. There's movement in that sense. We're hopeful that we can reveal a name or two over the next couple of weeks. Certainly before that. A few little factors, obviously, as always, need to fall in your favour to ensure that process is accelerated. So, yeah, there's work in progress in that sense, and we're working towards making sure that those are done sooner rather than later.
We spoke quite a bit over the summer about your scholars turning professionals as well, and 2 or 3 names keep coming to the fore. But how big of an inspiration are you wanting that to happen to your younger players who are joining the group when they've seen the likes of Wero, Reardon, Williams and 1 or 2 others are?
Yeah, well, if it doesn't whet the appetite of the other 6 boys who've yet to make the debuts, Connor Salisbury's had a mild introduction, he's had a few substitute appearances, but by and large those 6, with Connor included, need to use Zach and Connor as an inspiration for what they can achieve. They know if they're good enough, they will play at this club, but they've got to show that they're ready and good enough. It just doesn't get handed on a plate. And that's got to be the case moving forward for any player. You earn your right to play in the team. You earn your right to feature in the squad. And all of those boys have got a really good attitude, a really good approach and application to the work. They're willing to work hard, they're willing to listen to advice, they're willing to take criticism on board. So their characters are good as well, which goes a long way towards making sure that they're going to have a good career.
You're back in day in and day out now, building up to July the 30th. It is your first real full-time, well, it's the first full-time as the gaffer. You've been involved, of course, in setups with the first team for a few seasons now. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoy every pre-season under any job title that I have. I've done loads of pre-seasons at first team level as a player here. I've done 7 or 8 now in the first team environment, you know, in various other roles under 23s coach, by and large. So I know what to expect. I've seen how different pre-seasons look here. I've utilised that and used the advice of others who've also in the management scene seen 20 pre-seasons themselves to try and put together something that fits for us and what we think will work. So we've brought together all our ideas, everything that we've seen from our experiences and gone through from our experiences as players and coaches in the past to ensure hopefully that we've got together a programme over this next 6 weeks which will get our players exactly where they need to be ready for that first game, because that's the ultimate target and ambition.